Now I want to close with just a couple of final requests here, and I know we're actually headed to Georgia, and then we're going to finish the day in Pennsylvania. And I know the president's got 4 separate events today, and it's so funny to compare and contrast the record and the campaign stretch of Kamala Harris versus Donald J. Trump. I think that she's in 1 state today. She's in 1 state. President Trump is in 3 states, maybe 4 states today, and I'm in 4. And it's interesting, for all the media lies about Donald J. Trump and for all of the Kamala Harris dishonesty about my running mate, I think that we've got one person in this race who's got the energy to be president of the United States, and it's the guy who's barnstorming the country. That's Donald J. Trump. But I think especially at this cycle, this point of the race, it's very easy to get tunnel vision. It's very easy to focus on just the politics and not on what's at stake. Because look, this is not just about red team versus blue team, Republicans versus Democrats. We've got a lot of independents, Democrats, and Republicans as part of this team, and we're thrilled to have them. If you believe in common sense, if you want government that actually belongs to the American people, then you got to vote for the common sense ticket of Donald J. Trump. It's that simple. But look, this is not just about beating Kamala Harris and the Democrats. And trust me, more than any person in this auditorium, I am looking forward to beating Kamala Harris and the Democrats. Trust me, I'm going to enjoy it more than anybody else in this room. But here's why we got to beat Kamala Harris and the Democrats tomorrow. It's because the American people deserve to have better leadership. It's really that simple. And I wish that I could take all of you and give you the perspective over the United States of America that I've gotten over the last 3 months. I can't overstate how overwhelmed with gratitude I am at the generosity and the greatness of the American people. And I love you too. And I got to tell you, let me just offer a few observations, tell you a few stories of people that I've met along the way. I met a woman a few weeks ago, actually in the state of Michigan, but a much more rural part of the state of Michigan, who told me in a photo line before I did a rally up there, she said, I can't afford groceries. She was talking to me about her financial struggles, and then she walked me through the names of my children. First, middle, and last. She knew every single one of their 3 names because she says a prayer for all of us every single night. A woman who can't afford groceries prays for me and my children and my wife every single night. I met a woman who told me that for 40 years, she and her husband had this ritual they loved. They did steak night every Friday night. But last year, because thanks to Kamala Harris's policies, the cost of groceries just got too expensive, that she canceled steak night. She said, you know what? We're just going to eat ground beef instead. And I thought what a tragedy it was that our fellow citizens are canceling these little family rituals, the things that make life worth living, because Kamala Harris has failed to do her job. I've met so many parents of teenagers who have lost their children because a teenager went to a party and he did something or she did something that a lot of teenagers do. They took something under peer pressure. And unfortunately, because the Mexican drug cartels have brought so much poison into our country, that thing that they took under peer pressure was laced with fentanyl. And so instead of paying for that teenage mistake with a headache or a lecture the next morning, they paid for that teenage mistake with their lives. When you look at how much this country is struggling, and you think about the golden age of prosperity that we could unleash, we've got to go and do it, my friends. And over the next day, as we're working hard for the people of Michigan, working hard for everybody, getting people to the polls, telling our neighbors, our friends and family, offering to drive them to their polling location if that's what it takes. I want you to remember that what we're fighting for is we're fighting for a retiree being able to afford steak night with their husband. We're fighting for the parents of children to be able to raise their children in communities that are safe and secure. We're fighting for people to be able to afford groceries. We're fighting for our fellow citizens because they deserve to have an American president that is fit to lead this great nation. And my friends, tomorrow, that's exactly what we're going to give them. God bless you all, Michigan. Thank you. I'll be back soon, but we got to go win this thing. We love you.